What's going on, Junkie Nation? Welcome back to Culture Junkies Live. I'm your host, Kenshiro. Today we are talking about a a dark period in fandom is about to be finally over, long awaited, and very, very much anticipated. And we're also going to be talking about holiday concert parties, and we're also going to be talking about soundtracks and stuff in music. But first, foremost, who's going to be on the show with me today is my usual cohorts, the great Adikuji GQ and Simon Says. What is going on, fellas?
What's up?
Life has been lifing.
Yeah, life has been life, and I get that. The code Daidokuji is a very apt little lower third for you today, I
Yeah,
suppose. But hey, I mean, these things are what they are. Just yeah,
it
you know what?
happens to everybody.
Just start a fire down below. Just
Woo-wee.
with some
I do
with
have a
some logs.
fireplace,
Yeah,
but I don't want
yeah.
to. I don't know if the thing is clogged. Every time I tried to use it in the past, it seemed to really, fuck shit up. So I'm just like, I hopefully it just be a few days. I'll deal with it.
Okay,
Well,
you
there you
know,
go.
Get you a chimney sweeping log.
Yeah,
there
you
you
can
go.
get one.
There you go.
Yeah,
Get
I
one of them.
could definitely try that if I really, really want to.
Oh,
But like, I don't think those things
or
heat up the whole entire house.
or
Nah,
or
very
get
specific to the room.
get a stack of counterfeit bills and watch them bitches just light up the sky like a last action
Because
hero.
actually, hero.
Yeah, just like yeah, 100%. No, man. So honestly, I don't know how I feel personally about fireplaces. Clearly, we're decorated for Christmas over here. We got the stockings hanging over the fireplace. My mother
Mhm.
loves, having a crackling fire and stuff like that.
Wow.
While having a crackling fire is nice and all, my only thing is I hate dealing with the smoke and stuff that comes
Mm.
naturally with it. I just don't like dealing with that after it's all said and done. But yeah, having
Open the chimney chute, and you won't have to deal with the
bro,
smoke.
it's not that the look. Even if the chimney smoke is there, right? What about when you close that boy? Because obviously you don't want to leave it open too long, especially when it's cold outside. That cold air gonna come right on through the chimney and it's gonna chill down. So you can close the chute after the fire is on out. Naturally,
Yeah,
there's gonna
after
be a little bit of
long,
after smoke.
long after the fire goes out, you close the chute. Usually before you go to bed, you take because it's usually flaming hot. So you take that one poker for the poker, and then
Mhm.
close the chute up. But you do that before you go to bed. By that time, you're not in that room anymore.
No, I heard all that. I heard all that. What's up to the other Steve? Hello, sir. Good to see
Brother
you.
Steve checking in.
Checking in on Twitch.
42 months,
Um,
man. That's
yes, a
awesome.
42-month subscriber. Yes,
Appreciate
that
appreciate
is
that.
super awesome. But nah, man, like, okay, you seen you seen where my fireplace is at.
All right.
I'm usually watching TV and enjoying down there. So leaving the chimney flue open for long periods of time isn't very appealing when you got to deal with the cold air coming through too, just so you don't have to deal with some of the smoke or whatever afterwards. But that's just me. That's just these seem like maybe sour grapes. I'm complaining just to complain, but
Sound like first world problems to me.
it does sound like first world problems. You are 1,000% right about that, my friend. Speaking of first world problems, so last night I got one of the perks I got from my job is I got to attend local radio station Channel 95.5's Jingle Ball in a suite at
Couldn't
Little
have called that
Caesars
something
Arena.
else.
Hey man, look, I'm not in the marketing department.
Jingle ball. Like, come
Yeah, I
on
just
now.
let them deal with it, right? So anyway, I'm in a suite at LCA, Little Caesars Arena downtown. Because the suite owners didn't want to pay extra, they gave the tickets away to my job, but they said, "Hey, you ain't gonna have no food, you ain't gonna have no drinks stocked." He's like, "You got the suite, you better be happy." That's what they
Wow.
said.
So
So
they were like,
Cheap
here's
ass.
the event. We're gonna take away every perk that makes the suite the suite.
yes, yes,
It
you
could
got
be
free
worse.
entry. It could be
It-
worse.
You
1,000%.
could have ordered a pizza and had paid $600 with wings too, man.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
100%. 100%. You were right about that. But no, man. I mean, Jingle Ball was pretty cool.
Gosh, they keep calling
Look,
it
man.
that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It
It
makes
is
me
what
want
it is.
to.
We are-
these balls.
We
Like,
are
it just-
juveniles. We just got
Very
juvenile
much
minds,
so.
that's all. This is your-
Yeah, y'all got to grow up, man. Come on, get your
Oh,
get your minds
please.
out together.
Everybody would have said the exact same thing. They just didn't run that by anybody that actually goes outside.
Mhm.
They've been calling it Jingle Ball for almost like 20 years, though.
Wow. Well,
This-
that's the
Exactly.
first I've ever heard of it.
Exactly. They ran it past nobody that ever goes outside.
And that one person be like, say, hey, I'm gonna call it Jingle Ball. You can jingle these balls, like nobody fucking like.
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know what to say.
That's
I
what
would
I'm
want to say
saying.
that.
That name was made in a echo chamber, in a vortex, in
I
a room
guess.
full of yes men. Because
I
there is no
suppose.
way in the world at any meeting with anybody that's got kids or anything else
You're gonna be
that they
giggling.
would have named that and be like, okay, hold on. Do y'all know how silly that sounds? One person would have at least spoke up and said that, but nope.
Somebody said something.
No,
Yeah.
nobody said
Nobody
anything.
said anything,
No, nobody
apparently.
said anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Nobody said anything.
exactly.
In any
Exactly.
case, right? So in this event that I had to buy my own drink and buy my own food in, right?
How much did you spend?
So okay, so first of all, because I anticipated and the organizer of the group outing from work said, yeah, man, you're on your own for parking, but hey, we got you for drinks. I was like, oh, okay, fine. I'm if all I got to pay for food is food, I'm good for that. So I decided, knowing me, unlike me, being a Pistons season ticket holder, I never pay for parking. This time I did, because I said, hey, I can afford it because I don't have to worry about buying for drinks. Yeah, I might have to buy for food, but the food is only gonna be like maybe $10 or $11. Not bad.
What, for a slice?
No, actually for some fat ass chicken fingers and some fries. Is the chicken tenders there are massive. Anyway,
Okay.
so I paid $60 for parking last night, right at the arena. Look, man. Look, man.
Again,
Look,
I
man.
understand. I completely. I know that's how it is downtown.
Yeah, man.
That's just
Yeah,
funny to me.
That's how it is. $60. They got you. If you want that convenience, you gonna pay that premium. So
Can't wait till chicken toes get popular. Got chicken fingers. Got to get them chicken toes.
Chicken feet, because
Nah, just the toes, not the whole feet.
Oh my goodness.
Chicken
So anyway,
toes.
so I pay $60. I pay $60 for the parking, and I go in and I want to get some food. So I get some food. He gets there, and he's like, who wants to get a drink? And I was like, yeah, I want a drink. So go on and follow him. We go to the lounge that's right outside the suite, and the bartender asked me what I want. I said, hey, let me get a mule. She's a Moscow mule. I said, okay. And she's like, yeah, so it'd be $13 for the Moscow mule. It's like, okay, that's cool. So I'm just looking at my dude, and he over there just talking to other people, and I'm just like, hey man, hey man,
He can't hook you
I didn't want to be that guy, because like I'm still relatively new to the job. I don't want to be like, hey man, remember when you said you was gonna pay for the drinks? The drinks was on. I didn't want to be that guy, so I just quietly I just paid for my drink. So I ended up not getting any extra purse outside of getting the suite admission. So I had to pay $60 for parking, $13 for my food, $13 for my drink. I almost spent like $100 to go to a free concert.
Mhm.
I digress. In this concert, the headliners were Jack Harlow, pretty good dude, Saweetie, Jason Derulo, who I didn't know was still kind of doing something. And unbeknownst to me, there was two K-pop stars there. There was a K-pop boy band. There was a K-pop boy band called NCT Dream.
Mm-hmm.
And it was literally like looking at the Korean version of the Backstreet Boys. and a 31-year-old Korean K-pop star named Wonho. And when they were performing, the girls in the audience were screaming their heads off and literally lip syncing and following every lyric that they had. They were singing in English, not in Korean. Singing in English, not in Korean. And that's what blew me away. How in this country that adores anime has K-pop outpaced J-pop? You would have thought anime theme song artists would have just been blown up over here. No, it's the K-pop stars.
I'm surprised they even know the actual star that were on the stage.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. That you know, they look like the anime pretty boys that you would see like in Tokyo Revengers or any number of those famous animes. They look just like that. Wonho, you know, had he was very physical build, you know, but he's pale skin, you know, just, you know, short, you know, the Korean, you know, over stylized tips and stuff like that. And the girls just losing their minds. They're going bananas. And I'm just like, this is the young girls know this dude? Like, what?
Yeah, apparently.
Like, what's going on? I mean, yeah, he had, you know, some pretty decent dance moves, but it was like nothing super special. And I'm just like, how does this happen? Like, what is going on?
What's up to Marcus A64 over there? So there was no female performers at that entire thing?
Saweetie?
Oh.
Yeah, so Saweetie and I mean, she's blazing. Saweetie, she's Filipino and black. And there was this Madison Beer. That's literally the young lady's name. Never heard of her before.
Sounds like something you drink.
Exactly. I was about to say it sounds like a microbrew.
Madison Beer.
Madison Beer
from Madison, Wisconsin.
No, it'd be funny to say it was like Madison Beer from Austin, Texas.
Right. Madison Beer.
Yeah.
So again, but you know, to me, but I finally discovered an artist that I think I'm gonna really start to like is Teddy Swims. He put out some pretty good music. He's a white dude. He's got a bunch of tattoos. You look like he would be like, you know, a country star. No, he's pop. And
Teddy Swims.
Teddy Swims. Hey, he's got a live band.
Go ahead, Darren. You know you want to say it.
What?
So he doesn't swim.
Yeah, well, does he?
I don't know, maybe, but you know, he's kind of he looks like he's like the latest in the line of the Post Malone white boys that kind of cross over into another genre, right?
I didn't even, you know, it's funny though, I didn't even think Post Malone was pop or whatnot or whatever he is.
No, he totally is. Yeah.
He looks kind of like what's my man? That rapper that sounds like freaking Ghostface Killer. I can't remember his name. Damn.
Paul Wall?
No, not Paul Wall. Damn, I can't. I'll come back to it. But I thought he was like a hip hop artist. To be honest with you, with all
Post Malone is a hip hop artist, but he does have some crossover hits.
Yeah.
I mean, what the one that was in Spider-Verse was one of his biggest tracks.
Yeah, that was yeah.
It was one of his biggest tracks ever. So, anyway, I had a good time at that. You know, it was pretty full, but I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Like K-pop, the K-pop invasion is going full bore, you know, without question. I don't get it. Like, you know, this country, you know, adores anime, especially the generation that came behind us. They grew up with anime more than we did ever. And, you know, you would have thought that J-pop would have just exploded, but apparently not.
I mean, the two don't necessarily go hand in hand because
no, they don't.
You have a lot of, you know, anime soundtracks and a lot of anime artists and that sort of thing. But K-pop as a thing, as its own thing, is way bigger than, you know, it's almost like expecting like the younger generation that grew up with K-pop to like the artists that we grew up with. Because you got to remember, a lot of the J-pop stuff was kind of happening. We weren't kids, but it was still happening, and we were, you know, obviously catching all the anime as it was being brought over here. So I can understand why the younger generation is more tied into K-pop than J-pop, just because of the fact that that's what they're exposed to directly. That's their instant, and you know, straight on like BTS and all of that stuff. That's what they've got
Heard
right
that.
now versus, you know, some of the stuff that was hitting when we were watching anime and you know.
Mm-hmm. Heard that. So hey, so obviously one of the things that's coming out of the day that I want to talk to you guys about, y'all know Craven's getting ready to come out, right?
Isn't it like this?
So-
Isn't it like tomorrow? Is like the
Tomorrow.
first screening?
This
First
weekend.
screening.
I think it's tomorrow.
It's
Like
coming out
already
Friday.
the early
Yeah.
reviews have predictably not been good. If you guys will remember, I think almost 2 years ago, we have one of our best, most played shorts in YouTube history is the one where I said Craven is almost guaranteed to flop. I was like, this movie is going to be the next another Morbius. What, you know, prove me wrong.
Conceal.
Yes,
we all saw the memes where everyone was like saying that this is just basically Catman's origin story, and we were rolling.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and the funny thing was like everyone who saw the trailer called them out on it. It was like, and y'all don't see this. Y'all
Exactly.
didn't even like research his origin. Y'all just put together some bullshit and just said, "Oh yeah, this is his origin story, and we're gonna run with it."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But following that news about Craven is coming word that the rumor is that Craven is going to be the last Sony Spider-Man spinoff. Period. They're not doing anymore. For now is what was termed, but there's only
now.
Yeah, for now is what they say, right? But knowing good damn well they have exhausted the well, and none of them have worked.
All that shit could have been in there. The villains and had multiple Spider-Man movies. You have a little excuse me, I wouldn't say a little bit. Fund the movie, Sony. Let Marvel take the reins. Use those villains, and you would have had, I wouldn't say countless, because of course you could count them, movies using those said villains, but they just said, nah, son, we're gonna do our own thing, and it's gonna be great. Watch. It's like all those CEOs that don't know what the hell they're doing and what they're talking about, as always.
I swear, it's like the CEOs of Sony just don't like making money, because it's like every time they work with Marvel Studios, $1 billion winner.
Mhm.
Every single time. But they're just like, nah, we can do it. We can do it better ourselves. We don't need you to help us out with that. We're gonna do it. What are you doing?
Ego.
What are you doing?
It's literally the case of you get somebody that they sit there and like, okay, for example, let's say like a plumber comes over to your house and installs something, and you sit there and you watch a master plumber go through, put the pipes in, put the toilet on, sinks, connect them all, no leaks, plumber's tape and everything they're supposed to do, perfectly done. And you watch them. And then you think in that one little interaction, you can do the exact same thing. That's exactly what Sony's doing. Sony came in and showed like, look, I'm sorry, Marvel came in and was like, here's how Spider-Man is supposed to be treated as a character and how he relates to the Avengers and all this other stuff and how Iron Man can work with him as a character. It was all right, cool. $1 billion Spider-Man movie, $1 billion Avengers, you know, Civil War did great and all that. All right, cool. So they're like, all right. So they took a couple notes. We got this. We can do this. And then,
Exactly.
And then
that one
and then Morbius comes out and they're like, hold on. Y'all sat there. Y'all took notes. You copied the homework. And you went back to the 90s and made a movie.
Hold on, you forgot about Venom. They were hype on Venom because they were like, okay, Venom, we got this. We got it. We found the formula.
Because everybody went to go see Venom. That was the thing.
Yeah. It was like, yeah, we got y'all. We got you, motherfuckers. we know what the formula is. We know what to do. We got the formula. And then as soon as they did that Morbius, it was like, wait a minute. Let's go back over the note. Like
right.
Said, let's check our notes again. What happened? Venom was good. We did Venom. It was
Venom
good.
Venom was Venom. Venom was a curiosity. That's why it made $700 million.
It was
a novelty, and they could not repeat that success ever again.
Like, bro, they were dumb enough to re-release Morbius because of a meme.
I couldn't believe that.
It's Morbin time.
It's like, and again, I've always said, and we've all said the same thing. You have to have that one person that can go up to the CEO and say, "No, that's a dumb idea," and not get fired for doing that. You need that person at every single company, because somebody would have been like, "Bro, this is a meme. People are effing with y'all. Stop it. Don't re-release that movie. You're gonna waste money." That's all they needed. They needed one guy that could have just called him out and be like, "Dude, this is stupid. People are messing with y'all. Don't re-release that. That movie was trash."
They couldn't stop.
Just accept the fact that you didn't do well. Cut Avi Arad and just cut ties with him because he's stuck in the 90s.
I know
that's it
doing.
Right there. That's it right there. Get rid of this man. Get rid of this. Okay,
he got the money.
No, wait. But
he got blackmail material on somebody. That's what he got.
He's been
around for too many movies.
He's producing the movies though. He got the money. He's got like motherfucker. I got the money. That's probably why he ain't going nowhere.
But how is so wait, I don't know the ins and outs of Sony or anything like that. How is Amy Pascal still in charge and letting this man be involved? Because now Amy Pascal does all the Spider-Man movies without Avi Arad. Like I think that's a condition. Like he couldn't be a part of those movies. But any of the Sony solo movies, Avi Arad could be a part of. Why can't she put 2 and 2 together and say, I'm successful without Avi, but I'm never successful with him? Maybe I should get rid of the guy that is associated with the failure.
You got that money.
Right? Exactly. It's like, I don't understand. Because, okay, like GQ said, he must have some dirt on.
I don't know.
Either he has dirt on somebody, or he's that guy that can't get fired somehow. He put it into his contract. But like Dido said, since he's a producer, he probably just got money like that.
He's that guy, 1,000%.
Where he's made his money, I don't know.
He's Fall of Marvel's got it perfectly. He said it right there. He got tenure. He's a tenured professor. You can't get rid of this man.
Get rid of me.
He is a tenured
Charles.
Yeah, basically. That's so messed up, though. That's so messed up. It's just one of those things, though. It's just like I'm gonna go see it because I'm just curious. I like the guy that's playing him. He did a great job as Quicksilver. He did a great job as Kick-Ass. So I mean, I appreciate his work. I already know it's gonna be dog water as far as everything else because Sony Marvel has just always been like that.
So
we'll just have to see.
The only other thing I want to see in this movie is Russell Crowe vamping it as the senior Kravinoff. I want to see that.
Yeah,
that's gonna be worth price of admission too.
Yeah,
that's gonna be good.
If they let Russell Crowe chew on the scenery, it'll be pretty good. Because I mean, even in that ill-fated Mummy movie with Tom Cruise, his Dr. Jekyll in Mr. Hyde was awesome. Like I really wanted to see more of him playing that character, and then obviously that verse failed. But like Russell Crowe, when he wants to turn it on, he turns it on. It's like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. But so we'll see.
Okay, let me ask y'all this. What is the best of the obvious worst of the Sony Spider-Verse movies? What is the best one that they've put out?
The best one? First Venom?
That's hard because
You say that's your best one?
I would think the best one is the first Venom. Think so. I didn't see Madam Web. Morbius, after I saw that, I caught COVID. I'm not laughing at you for catching COVID, but just the fact that so many bad things happen after seeing these movies for you. I almost don't want you to go see Craven, bro. I probably won't.
You already going through it. We don't want to make it worse for you.
Probably I'll just wait till Craven comes on Netflix or something, because like Marcus said, it'd probably be on Netflix in 3 weeks.
Yo, man, no doubt, man. Like I don't know, man. It's just okay. I put it like this. Sony, there's a great sports analogy here for those of you out there, right? Infamously, like 3 or 4 years ago, then Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh about the newly minted coach of Ohio State University, Ryan Day. He said because Ryan Day was puffing up his chest and saying, "Oh, we're awesome. We're gonna beat Michigan and all. We're gonna hang 100 on them." And Jim Harbaugh said, some people are standing on third thinking they hit a triple. And really, and it turns out they don't get home, and it's because they really weren't that good, but they thought they were. Damn. Ohio State has notoriously never beaten Michigan since Jim Harbaugh said that line, and that was 4 years ago. Damn. The Ohio State fan base is in shambles because of that loss to Michigan. Sony is Ohio State, whereas Marvel is Michigan. That's my analogy. Because them dudes can't get out of their own way. Can't get out their own way. Well, I just don't understand it.
Maybe the future we'll see something better, because if they're going to be focusing on just the Spider-Man movies, and that's what people want to see, maybe they'll actually. I don't know. What am I talking about? It's Sony here.
Sony doesn't make all bad movies.
No, they're not bad movies. They're making a lot of, in my honest opinion, Sony's been making a lot of bad decisions because we consumers have pumped up their fucking ego. I mean, PlayStation by itself, you got the fucking PlayStation 5 Pro out here, $700, and it's no better than a 2080, comparatively speaking.
2080, you can get a
GTA graphics, yeah.
Wow.
Comparatively speaking, it's like compared to a 2080. You can get $1,000 rig that's more powerful than the PlayStation 5 and get a lot of those games. That's gonna be, because things are going back and forth. We're not talking about games. I'm just talking about the hubris that has Sony, because we've liked their products so much. Nobody buys Sony TVs anymore. Discmans don't exist. Their cell phone unit gone. Everything that Sony was on top of the world with everything, and I can't personally speak on everything that Sony has not been doing or have been doing, but Sony has shown a lot of hubris, and with these last movies that have come out, I don't know if it's people that work directly for Sony, the producers that they have that come in and fund this movie, the directors that they pick, the screenwriters, what have you. I don't know exactly what it is, but you and I and all of us have seen it. A lot of the movies have been very disappointing, and at the most, the 90s, early 2000s entertaining, which as a group of movie watchers, we have all grown into what we want to see when it comes in movies. And it's possible for them to take these characters that already have stories and storyboards, comic books, storyboards. And mind you're not going to do the whole entire series and but you can, you could make it smaller and fit into a nice package that tells an entertaining movie that majority of people are like, because there's probably kids out there that love this Sony stuff, because I know me being a dumb kid, I liked Superman 4 when I was a kid. I watch it as an
we
adult.
was just talking about that on Sunday too.
That's why I'm bringing it up. Yeah. So I think it has to do when you have so many successes, your hubris just out there, and these failures got to bring you back down to earth. And maybe they're being brought back down to earth at the moment, and we'll see where it's gonna go.
So you saying they're getting humbled and they'll humble themselves?
I mean, the last few movies haven't been doing well. Now I know Sony still comes out with other stuff because Columbia Pictures, if they still make movies under Columbia Pictures, I'd have to look up to see when's the last Columbia picture that actually came out that is actually
Ghostbusters
and
Afterlife.
People kind of shit on that too, and I thought it was entertaining. There was some plot points that
Frozen Empire.
Yeah, some plot points that, in my honest opinion, should have, like that the elder teenager kid, young adult, whatever the heck he was, like his whole why was he even there?
That was a waste. A total
100% waste. Slimer was a waste. They just threw that in there, like,
hey,
you come to work, you can shoot your scenes this weekend, you be good.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that felt like. I think the thing and you definitely hit it right on the head with Sony having hubris, because if you look back at Sony's history, we all came up in the time where Sony was untouchable in the TV realm, like Sony Trinitron and all of that. Like Sony TVs were it. There was like if you had a Sony TV, you were good. To this day, my CRT that I have for old school games is a Sony because it's still that damn good. And they had a time when they were, like you said, untouchable. Nintendo stupidly turned them down for what became the PlayStation, and Sega did as well. So Sony went through a time when they tried to expand into so many different markets after the success of the Walkman and the Discman and CD players and whatnot. Whereas it's like, okay, we're going to do computers, we're going to do phones, we're going to do all this stuff. And then they crashed hard, and we all were there for it. Remember the Sony Vaio computer and all the stuff that they had, all those different lines that they had disappeared. And it was just like, okay, Sony, y'all need to kind of get it back together because y'all aren't as good as you think you are in all of these different things. Go back to being either really good at TVs or really good at making, by that time, video game systems. So it's like they kind of did. And in their movies division, they had, obviously Columbia Pictures and the various places that they had. But having when they got rid of Sony Movie Classics or whatever it was, the one that brought out Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and some of the other like import movies that we got that were really, well received. When they got rid of that division, it was like, okay, y'all ain't taking movies serious anymore because y'all aren't really trying to get quality stuff anymore. You're just either trying to do these really bad Spider-Man spinoffs, or you're hitting some of your old stuff, like like I said, bringing back Ghostbusters and obviously Ghostbusters 2016. That was a miss in and of itself too, even though some parts of it were fun. But it was just showing that like they were starting to really get out of touch with like, okay, you're getting back into this thing of you're losing your quality. It's very much like when Nintendo got rid of the Nintendo Till Quality and they just started letting whatever just come on out. It's just like, bro, like get back to being like Sony, like and I think the PlayStation gave them that hubris because they had, if we're being honest here, yes, the Wii outsold everybody when the Wii was around because that was lightning in a bottle for that one. Yeah, and obviously they will never touch Nintendo on handhelds. We all know this.
They are trying to.
But when it comes to consoles, Sony, every single Sony console was a banger. Even the PS3 with a ridiculously high price and craziness, it still was a banger in the sense of sales and longevity. It outlasted all of their systems, outlasted every other competitor system in the sense of supporting it for this long. You had a install base that was big enough to be like, okay, we still want PlayStation 1 games and PS2 games and what have you for years and years and years. When Xbox replaced the Xbox with the 360 like 3 years later, and they were like, okay, we're done. The original Xbox is cut off. It's like, bro, people still have this thing. So that was I think that was Sony's best years. And then they were like, and they're still in their mind riding high on them years. It's like, no, bro, y'all got to get it back together. And I think that's what you're seeing with these movies. And also, like you said, some of the game decisions they're making.
1000%. So anyway, I'm totally glad the Sony Spider-Verse is dead. And we'll have to see what happens next with Spider-Man and the relationship with Marvel, but hopefully it's going to move in a more positive direction. But Simon Says you wanted to talk about soundtracks now. What's this? What? Favorite soundtracks of all time? Is that what this is about?
Yeah, it was like just going through chat, see what soundtracks y'all enjoyed back in the day when y'all were going up. I know there's a couple movies that had like awesome soundtrack. Like say for my favorite one, everyone loves the Transformers movie. That had like a bomb ass soundtrack.
Yeah,
you had Stan Bush and
Stan Bush. Vince Nicola.
Yep.
You got to touch.
Barry Gordy's Last Dragon had pretty much everyone from Motown. He just said, "Okay, man, Barry Gordy said, you know what? I'm gonna just put everybody on my label on this like movie in general."
So now, when you say soundtrack, we have to be very specific. Soundtrack is the collection of songs that appeared in the movie, whether it be for 5 seconds or for the entire thing. This isn't a score. That's different. The score is different. That's the orchestral soundtrack behind a film or a TV series. So original soundtrack. Okay. Or what? What were we gonna say?
Or I would say, or because I know some people, they have their favorite like video game soundtracks too as well. That could be another good one as well.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, there's too many to count for me. My gosh,
me too.
Movie soundtracks.
Me too.
I've never dealt a movie where I thought the whole entire soundtrack from top to bottom is usually songs here and there that I like. Some of them are not really popular. Just like the other day, I pulled up some songs from Flight of the Navigator because I like the music.
Oh, yes, it's a good one.
Alan Silvestri, I think his name was.
He did that one. Alan Silvestri did that one.
Yeah, according to, if I remember correctly.
Yo, Back to the Future and Flight of the Navigator. Oh man,
Alan Silvestri is a genius, bro.
Yes, he is.
Alan Silvestri is the reason the Avengers theme is so memorable and so powerful and like hits you in the feels and makes you and brings you back to those moments of sitting in the theater when you first heard it. Like, this music is awesome. He's always been good like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Rolling
I think
Stone
video game soundtracks I listen to more. But Blade,
Blade
had a great soundtrack.
Blade had a definitely big
Blade. That's a great one, brother.
Blade is great. Blade had a great soundtrack and then a bunch of missing tracks that weren't on the soundtrack.
It was like, because you're just funny though, because like when we played it, there was like a song that wasn't even in that was there.
Yeah, the one that Deacon Frost was listening to when he was trying to decode the thing.
Yeah, that's not in there.
It's called Call and Effect. I mean, I remember your brother found it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years ago and how he found it. I have no idea. But that's still in rotation. It's in rotation.
He found that before Spotify and all that stuff existed.
So,
Spotify, Shazam. You know what? Like, what the hell?
Call and response.
Call and response. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
That's always been a mystery. That's always been a mystery. That's always been a mystery to me of how soundtracks would have tracks in it that didn't even appear in the movie. You're like, wait, where was this song in the movie? It was like they just threw it on the soundtrack just to be included.
You want to know the one that I can't find at all?
Which is weird.
This one pisses me off the most. Vampire Hunter D. When D is first fighting Regense, the first time they, I know
fight,
that music that's playing, can't find it's not on the soundtrack.
Really?
Can't find the song by itself anywhere. I have searched and scoured the internet. I've gone on Reddit. Nobody on Reddit has found it. I cannot find that song.
How is that not on the soundtrack?
Have you watched it recently with your phone on? Because remember, your phone be finding stuff for you.
No, I have not.
You need to do that one day.
You're about to do it right now.
Because I've noticed there's been plenty of times where, like you said, your phone's come up with a whole playlist, and we were sitting there watching something. It was just like,
I think I'm gonna have to.
Appreciate you.
Cream is here. What's up, man? Hey, so you know what? Here's one of the dopest soundtracks of all time. Totally under the radar for a lot of people, right? This movie came out in 1994. Done by Death Row Records. The Above the Rim soundtrack.
Oh shit.
That shit was banging, bro. It was literally made up of a who's who list of like early 90s hip hop stars. So like SWV was on it, H-Town was on it, Aaron Hall, LB Shore, you have Warren G and Nate Dogg. Regulate was where.
I remember that.
Where that showed up. Yeah, and like you had Big Pimpin' from the Dog Pound, and then they said if you got the CD, you got one version of the soundtrack, but if you got the cassette, you had Tupac and Tretch and the Riddler in a collaboration called Loyal to the Gang. That did not appear on the CD.
Exclusive to the inferior version of the soundtrack.
I don't get it.
That's crazy.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I don't understand.
So
that's funny.
Fallen Bravo said that Saka to me wasn't even on the track for Last Dragon.
For real, for Last Dragon. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's right. Sake soup. Yeah, he's right. It wasn't on there.
It is. It wasn't on there. People can't
find
that
not
song.
on there.
They kicked. Oh wow.
Now it's also a possibility that was literally just a song for that scene, and they were like, "We ain't putting this on the soundtrack." Because the whole idea of the scene was like a stereotype. So I mean,
so like licensing probably really was like, yeah, no, we're not doing this.
I mean, licensing is like, look, Ross, you want to put it on there? That's literally all they had to do because it's Barry Gordy's movie, and like you said, all those people appeared, and we even had this discussion. All those people appeared, and especially that El DeBarge, DeBarge and the gang and the family rather, song,
Rhythm of the
Night video was in there because MTV wasn't gonna play it. So how else are you gonna get your stuff out there? And it's like, look, I have an entire movie that I'm putting out, so I'm putting the music video in my movie. So I mean,
when you get the power to do so, you do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you guys prefer? Because like obviously, when you do TV soundtracks, right? Basically, the soundtrack can change depending on the season, right? So like every season has its own soundtrack, and not every TV show gets that. Are there any like dope TV soundtracks that y'all really like loved, or
there wasn't
even seen?
There's a couple of like there was a La Femme Nikita show that had it had a soundtrack that came out, and I actually got the soundtrack mainly for one song. There was only one song on the entire CD that was like always in my rotation, and it was the God, if I can remember the name of it now. They used it in the Tomb Raider soundtrack as well for the Tomb Raider movie. It's more of a electronic type of song. I just can't remember the name of it now to save my life. I'm gonna look it up. But
I'm gonna say like everyone's favorite TV show on the Stars, Power. That's like the best intro ever.
So
Power got a good intro.
Power's got a great intro. Power's got a pretty dope soundtrack. Even though a lot of people necessarily didn't like the show, the Empire soundtracks per season were some dope shit. Like Marcus A64 put it in the chat. Like you would expect a show based around the music business to basically just be cranking out song after song after song, and it for the most part it did. For the most part, it really did. Getting back to movies though. No, go ahead. Finish.
Can we even like consider Moonwalker as like a movie soundtrack? Basically, it was like an entire like it was like a movie within a music video entirely. But it was awesome. I love Moonwalker.
You totally can. In my opinion, you absolutely can.
Damn song "Leave Me Alone" be stuck in my head quite often.
Yes, man. Yes, man. The claymation in Speed Demon.
Yeah, that was cool. That
was dope. That was so dope.
The song was Chinese. The song was Chinese Burn. They used it in the X-Men teaser trailer.
Oh yeah. For the movie, right?
Yeah, they used that song in the X-Men teaser trailer.
I remember that.
And then because that was like the first time I heard it. Then the film Nikita came on. I'm like, wait, they're playing that song. So they literally had an entire CD of the soundtrack back in the day. They used to do that every now and again. So I went and bought the CD just for that one song because it was like I'm not gonna find it again before LimeWire and all the other stuff that came around. This is the only real way you could get a hold of songs back in the day. So
honestly, man. Like I'm looking at this Rolling Stone list of soundtracks, and it's listed from like 100 to 1, right? And there's some ones that you would just absolutely love that are like way down the list. So like number 82 on the list of like the top 101 of all time. This is 82.
Yeah.
Top Gun from 1986.
Yeah, Top Gun had good.
Top Gun was 86.
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins.
Danger Zone.
Kenny Loggins. Yes, man. Kenny Loggins was killing that soundtrack.
He was on what?
Looks like a Camaro.
No, it's not Camaro. What do they call it?
Bumblebees? The Bumblebees?
Demon SRT. Is that a Camaro?
Well, if it's SRT, it's Dodge.
Yeah.
So that's definitely not
a Camaro.
That's
Yeah, it's SRT, so that's Dodge. Whatever the I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm just
no, you're good. The Dodge Demon.
Yeah, Demon.
Nice.
Yeah.
And like number 79 on the list is Beverly Hills Cop. That actually Axel F alone makes that soundtrack for me.
Here's the thing.
Axel F alone.
Outside of and I'll be 100%.
Part 2 had a good soundtrack though.
Part 2 did have a good Shakedown was still to this day.
Yeah.
One of the best openings for a movie with that the whole Shakedown series. Song rather.
Yes, Flash Gordon.
That's a damn good question.
Flash Gordon's another good one. Let's see.
Queen was like all over that whole soundtrack.
True.
That was
What about the Highlander? Hold on. Because that was all them too.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good question. Hold on, because that I remember mentioning this on Sunday. Because from what I remembered, now this is obviously top of the head. Batman was the only soundtrack that I remember where one artist did the whole thing. Did Queen do all of those 2 films soundtrack, or was there other stuff in there?
For Flash Gordon?
Flash Gordon.
No, Flash Gordon or Highlander.
I think Flash Gordon was. I want to say it was all Queen because like that was
Flash Gordon was all Queen. The entire soundtrack was all Queen.
Okay.
As far as what was the other film you said?
Highlander. No. No, I think that was them too because like they did a couple of songs. They did Prince of the Universe is another song. I can't remember the name of it.
So in this list, in the Rolling Stone list, Flash Gordon is not on it.
Wow.
That is a travesty to me.
It is, but at the same time, it could just be because of it's got one main song that people know.
Yeah, Queen did the whole entire album.
Nice.
I guess that's fair. I guess that's fair.
Nice.
Because
the thing is, it's like if you look at Batman, now obviously everybody knows Party Man. Everybody knows Party Man because that whole scene was it was iconic. But
Trust.
Trust was another one.
Yeah.
And then when you look at it, it's like beyond that, Danny Elfman carried with the score. Obviously, we're not talking about scores, but Danny Elfman carried the rest of the movie. Because it was just, even though Prince did the whole soundtrack, it was really just 2 main songs that you remembered. And then the Batman theme was obviously Danny Elfman. So, I mean, that was, hold on. Marcus A4 took it to Disney. Once you hit Disney, you kind of cheating.
Yeah, you are.
Disney, you are cheating.
No.
You are cheating a little bit.
No, bringing out them soundtracks and then bringing on heavy hitters, Elton John and all that other craziness.
Phil Collins Tarzan soundtrack, a thing of beauty, a thing of beauty. So Batman came in at 86 on the list.
Could have just dropped it down to 89 and been done with it.
Yeah, really. That'd been iconic. That'd been iconic.
Leave it right there at 89. I would have, if I was making a list, I would have cheated and put it to 89. Like, okay, it came in at 86, drop it 3, drop it down 3.
They're like, no, it's better than that. So you just don't get it.
So
right, exactly.
So not a single Rolling Stones list, not a single Disney soundtrack is on it. Not Tarzan.
Wow.
I mean, I almost expect that from them.
I'm not surprised for that. Yes, I'm not surprised by that. This is Rolling Stone though, so they kind of have their noses in the air about certain shit.
Yeah,
of course.
We were talking in the pre-show though, just to shift it from movies real quick. We were talking about some of them crazy banger game soundtracks, and Street Fighter has most of them. I'm gonna be 100%. Streets of Rage obviously is in there, but Third Strike to me has 3 separate soundtracks, and all 3 of them are good.
Yeah, they do.
Yes,
that's insane. To
Third Strike is still the pinnacle. Like to me, that is still the pinnacle.
I mean, I actually like EX.
There you go.
I think Street Fighter EX.
No, you're right. I guess maybe I'm totally biased. I'm totally biased towards Third Strike because literally Ono came over from Japan and put that soundtrack in our hands. Like I will never forget that, and for the rest of my life. Like Ono came from Japan to visit our offices and put that soundtrack in our hands, and we listened to that boy, and we was just like, okay, I'm
Third Strike is like all day. Third Strike is still great though. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoy me some Third Strike. That's also in my rotation.
No, absolutely.
That's a good one. Other Steve says for video games, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is probably considered as one of the greatest video game soundtracks of all time.
So
So do you guys remember Thrasher Skate or Die? That was also a PlayStation title. It had a pretty decent soundtrack on it as well. Oh,
you know what a PlayStation title that had a great soundtrack? Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the
Yes,
Shell.
it did.
Tobo did as well, but Ghost in the Shell.
Let's not forget
it was a double album.
Yeah. Let's not forget about Jet Set Radio.
Within arm length.
Jet Grind Radio from Dreamcast.
Jet Set, Jet Grind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those games were definitely like not Ghost in the Shell, but the Jet Set games were definitely there you go. Yeah, that Ghost in the Shell soundtrack was a beast.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Yeah, Jet Grind, it was usually a compilation of like really popular music, which was fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like that was a good way.
I think that's where I heard. Well, wasn't Black Eyed Peas was on that one, wasn't it? Or was it the Jurassic 5? Jurassic 5, I know.
Jurassic 5 was on there, but they were put in just to the, if I remember correctly, just the American one, because not all the music in Jet Set Radio or Jet Grind Radio was like licensed music. What's his name? Hideki Naganuma. He did a lot of the soundtrack. He actually is pretty good with because Sonic Rush is another of his that I like a lot. So
that's cool.
Would you guys consider a soundtrack like Castlevania Symphony of the Night? Would you consider it a soundtrack or a score? Would you consider a soundtrack or a score? Because most of it was orchestral, right?
No, a lot of it was, but it had some rock in there. It had some rock in there. It had some orchestrated music. It had a lot of stuff in there. It had some jazz. You know what I'm talking about? If you played it, it had that classical jazz guitar. It had all genres in Symphony of Night. Symphony of Night was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think the thing is like, and I'm Rocco. I'll come to that in a second. As far as Mega Man, I think the true designation between score and soundtrack only applies to movies in the sense
Mega Man 3.
Like you have needle drops versus music that is created specifically for a project. All video game music is created for the video game in a sense, unless, like you said, it's a Jet Set where you pull in popular music and throwing it in there as part of it, or a Tony Hawk where they did the same. Video game music is almost always has to be created for the music, for the game.
For the game.
But let's open it up to what Amrock said. Mega Man soundtracks, because they had a lot of them.
Cover which Mega Man soundtrack is the best.
The best, in my opinion, 8-bit is Mega Man 3.
Mega Man 3.
Mega Man 2 has some good stuff. I like some music in Mega Man 2 because Mega Man 2 had it, but I think Mega Man 3's music.
The intro alone. The intro
is freaking dope. Shadow Man's music is freaking amazing. Gemini Man, it's just like Shadow Man's music by itself is freaking. It's the cream of the crop in my honest opinion. 8-bit. It's
all right,
like,
man.
What about
without creamers and
whatnot? What about Metal Man has some good music, but it ain't touching Shadow Man. I'm sorry, dude.
What about when Proto Man come in? That whistle.
The whistle.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Here's the thing with me and Mega Man 3 versus 2. And again, I liked both of them. Don't get me wrong. I remember beating both of them almost as soon as they came out. Like I played the hell out of them games. Funny enough, never owned them back then. But Mega Man 2's I think stuck with me a little bit more because every character had like music that was memorable. Now, obviously, Metal Man was top of the line. Bubble Man's was kind of cool. Crash Man's was
Flash Man.
Flash Man and Crash Man actually both had really good music.
I mean, they got Mega Man 2 got bangers, man. I'm not
and I'm not denying that. But like I said, when I look at 3, I remember specifically, like you said, Shadow Man, Gemini Man especially, because I've heard some remixes of Gemini Man's music that are just like, dude, turn this on and let this play and just let it play. Like it's that good. It literally sounds like club music or something that you just walk in, you just vibe into. I think for me, just it's like two edges that I only because I specifically remember every single characters and all the Wily music, like without hesitation. And with Mega Man 3, there's only certain characters where it's like, oh, dude, this is the best thing ever. Because, like, for example, I don't like Needle Man's music as much. Or
you got to hear the remake of Needle Man's music. That that
No
I
doubt.
got. This
No doubt.
it's like this freaking Latin remix of it. It sounds freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and again,
okay.
that's usually what it is. It's like the remixes are really good. Real quick, and I want to throw this one out there before we run out of time, because thinking of Mega Man made me think of another game character that has really, really, really good freaking music. Mario.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Mario has great music. Most of the music,
Super Mario Bros. 3.
Yeah,
for me.
Super Mario Bros. 3 has some great music in it. I'm a little bit pissed that it's not on that Nintendo music thing still. Like, I want
to listen
to Mario 3. I'm like, why isn't Mario 3 on there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, that was like one of your top selling, but like Mario's music is like, I don't know what it is, because like I like listening to it, but it's like different because it's not music that I listen to vibe out to. I listen to it because of nostalgia and like this stuff, even though except for Mario Galaxy, which to me I think is the best 3D Mario game, is Mario Galaxy. That game was just phenomenal. But Mario 3 out of the 8-bit ones, I think is the best music, most definitely.
I got one more before we go. So this one basically is like a movie it's like a video game and a movie put into one. Metal Gear Solid 2. That soundtrack was literally like the guy who did the soundtrack was the guy who did who did The Rock.
Yeah,
the sound. Yes, and like it's basically like if you listen to like some of the like the intros, or not intros, but like some intros and all the like action sequences. It sounds like you're playing the movie The Rock. That's how it sounds.
Yep.
Not Hans Zimmer. What's his name? Harry Gregson. What you call it?
Harry Gregson Williams.
I'm sorry.
Harry
Hans Zimmer was a different person for.
And we need not to sleep on. I'm sorry, because you can talk about Mario. You got to talk about Sonic, because Sonic got some fucking from Sonic 1 to whatever.
Oh yeah,
Sonic. And just today, because I got my new
Sonic CD, man.
Not just Sonic CD, Sonic CD on my Polymega. You can pull CD soundtracks if you got Redwood Audio, and you can use that as the menu. And yes, I got Sonic CD music as the menu music. But I was listening to Knuckles Chaotix. Knuckles Chaotix music is slept on because a lot of people didn't play Knuckles Chaotix because it came out on the fucking 32X. But Knuckles Chaotix got some friggin' awesome ass music.
I'm about to listen to that now.
Like literally,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, literally, Sonic's entire music library of songs may be pound for pound the greatest single collection of a soundtrack attributed to one video game character.
I like say so,
because like you could listen to Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic CD, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations. Like there's
Sonic
so
Unleashed.
many. Sonic Unleashed. Like there's so many, and Sonic has a ton of great music in it.
And they all
listen to Sonic R.
Yeah.
Everybody super Sonic racing. Gotta keep your feet up on the ground. Sonic fucking has Sonic
Heroes is catchy as fuck too, bro. It's just like
I said, man, they all bangers.
It doesn't make any sense.
But the last one that I'm going to throw in there, Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country.
And you know why?
Oh yeah.
Because I was working at the I want to say the Columbus. Yeah, I think it was Columbus. Yeah, the Columbus, Ohio, like basically at like their rec center or whatever, like their auditorium or whatever, had an event that I was filming. I was like walking through their hallways. They had aquatic ambience playing as elevator music because it's that good.
Awesome.
I was just walking through, and I'm just sitting there because at first it's like it's like you hear it, but you're like, nah. Like I'm mixing that up with something else. They like, nah. Then I sat there long enough. It was like, oh my God, they playing the Donkey Kong Country soundtrack right now in this whole arena, just as chill music. I was just like, bro, this is the most awesome thing ever. And you know that game music is good when you're just doing that, just like because it was super relaxing, super just chill. I'm like, this is it, bro. And the funny thing is, that first Donkey Kong Country, that's the only one that I really played 100%, 101% because you could 101% that game. But that music like was so perfect, and to hear it come out of a Super Nintendo was insane. You're just
Still
like
stuck in my head, man. The freaking opening theme song every day. Doom 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 doom.
It's just works
in my head almost every day.
It works.
All right, so bringing it back full circle, I want to ask you guys, and you guys out there in the chat, if you guys can figure out what Rolling Stone considers the number one soundtrack of all time.
Is it for movies? Just movies?
Just for movies. Yep.
Yeah,
of all time.
Probably Flash.
What's the killing the baby?
What's the one with killing the baby?
Putting babies in corners.
Oh, Dirty Dancing? Is that what you think? Dirty Dancing?
Yeah, Dirty Dancing or Flash Dance or something.
Flash Dance? Okay.
Or like, one of those movies that, like, whatever.
I'm gonna say Smooth Criminal because of what's the name?
It's not a movie though.
Moonwalker? You gonna say
Moonwalker?
You gonna say Moonwalker's number one?
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of y'all. How could y'all forget this one? It's like, he said. So King to King says Footloose. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Are you freaking serious? The greatest movie soundtrack of all time is Prince's Purple Rain.
Oh, really?
Really?
All right, that's
fair.
Oh, wow.
Of all time.
Hold on. When was this list compiled?
So Barbie the movie was in there, so I would say probably within the last year or two.
Okay. Barbie.
All right, because I was about to say that I thought it was one of those like let's put a list together, and then Prince just died, so let's put this at the top because they do.
Oh that. No, I hear you, but no, like Purple Rain.
Let's go crazy.
That's fair.
Without like Luke, The Beautiful Ones, Let's Go Crazy, When Doves Cry, Purple Rain itself. He said in 1984, Prince spent. In this write-up, it says Prince spent August 1984 with the number one movie, the number one single, and the number one album, all at the same time.
I mean, that's still cheating because, like, he literally did the album and then wrapped the movie around the album. It's like, bro, that movie, that album, only second to Thriller, as far as just. As far as like in reach and influence and all that, so it's like that's kind of
only second.
And again, as musical genius, don't get me wrong, but that's kind of
yes, he is. It kind of, wouldn't you know it? His other failure of a movie, Under the Cherry Moon, is also listed on this.
Oh, geez.
Prince got some good music though.
No doubt. Again,
no doubt.
Far be it for me to take anything away from him. I mean, like some of the stuff he does and has done is still timeless. So it's like,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. That was the show for this week. Thank you all for coming out and joining us. We had a lot of fun entertaining you. A great topic. We'd love to revisit it again somewhere down the line, and I'm sure we will as things keep on going along. This week's stuff for you guys to check out if you want to check out Get Up on Skeleton Crew, because that's a really good show. Go get some tickets. Go get some tickets and go see that Lord of the Rings War of Rohirrim. It's only in theaters right now. It's the animated Lord of the Rings movie that's coming out. Do that instead of going to see Craven, because we know Craven's gonna be
how long is that Lord of the Rings movie though?
It's like almost 2 hours. Yeah,
that's not bad. So, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a feature. Yeah, no, it's a feature.
Yeah,
I think it's worth seeing it. I think it's worth going to go see.
And
but for my
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah,
where is it? Okay, where is it? Okay, that's a good question. You were saying, Simon Says?
Don't forget, guys, tomorrow, Game Awards show is coming. Will be.
It sure is.
Yeah, tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 7:30 Eastern Standard. So if you guys are interested in, because what I'm hearing, they might be showing some, of course, world premiere. I want to say the rumor is that the Wolverine game might be premiering. Don't quote me on that. I'm just saying that's the rumor I'm hearing. So we'll see.
Okay. That's definitely worth tuning in for.
That'd be cool to see. I'm pretty sure they're dropping the trailer for Anna for Tekken 8. They trying to be all coy about it. It's like, bro, you put a kiss print on the side of a missile. That's Anna.
Wait, Tim Curry died. What?
Huh? Tim Curry? I thought Tim Curry died a while ago.
Yeah,
I didn't think he died at all because I thought he died, but he wasn't dead.
Tim Tim
He's
Curry is
still
still alive.
alive.
King King. What are you talking about? The man is still alive. Don't try and kill him before
78
he's
years
dead.
old, but he's still alive.
So, yeah, he's still alive. And just to
He had a
answer your
stroke
question,
in 2012.
yeah, to answer your question, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is not listed on the list of greatest soundtracks of all time.
That is wild. That's crazy. Because that's
Yeah.
damn good soundtracks.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, y'all. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate you being here. Make sure you come back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, for another great episode of Coach Junkies Live. For my friends, the great Adekuji, GQ, and Simon Says, I'm Kishiro. See you guys next week. Have a good one.
Take care, everybody. See you next week.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company.